checked several times, but this one is instructive. Episode 58, there's the title. I was just reviewing a Danish study, right? Bad news. It turns out that these things listed there, they don't save lives, right? And I say these things coyly because, again, if this is going up on YouTube, that'll get censored. So at any rate, this is how PolitiFact put it. They said, we're going to fact check these claims about this Danish study. And here was the fact check. And it says, if your time is short, bullet point 1, this doesn't accurately reflect the study, this meaning my video, which has not been peer reviewed. Medical experts have noted that the findings are limited and that more research is needed. Oh, not peer reviewed. Oh no, not like those Pfizer studies. If you haven't lost complete faith in the peer review system, it means you haven't spent enough time looking at it. All right, bullet point 2. In the study, researchers used clinical trial data to see if any effect different COVID-19 vaccines had on reducing deaths from all causes, not just COVID-19. And it found that adenovirus vaccines like J&J and AstraZeneca appeared to protect against non-accident, non-COVID-19 deaths, while mRNA vaccines didn't have much of an impact. The research didn't conclude that the vaccines were ineffective at protecting people from dying of COVID-19. That's not what I said. I did not say anything about the vaccines. I said they don't save lives. This is an all cause. I didn't say that. So here, I got fact checked and they say the research didn't conclude that the vaccines were not effective at preventing deaths from COVID-19. That's not the conversation we were having. At any rate, this is my fact checker, Samantha Putterman. Anyway, she majored in journalism and media studies at USF St. Petersburg. So obviously we're up against just a keen scientific mind here. And this was the setup. You know, they said all this stuff. A former pharmaceutical financial analyst, founder, blah, 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 was flagged as part of Facebook's efforts to combat false news. PolitiFact reached out to Peak Prosperity for comment, but did not hear back. That's because they reached out through my contact us at my website and didn't actually reach out through my email or anything like that, or Twitter or any other place. It went into our contact file, which gets seen about once a week. And unfortunately, they demanded an answer within, the next few hours. So it just didn't work out. At any rate, this is the actual study. This is the interesting part. So if you see here with these mRNA things, overall mortality, this is the line where if you were on this side of it, there was a benefit. And if you were on this side, there was a harm. There was no benefit. If you had vaccines, nothing happened to your all-cause mortality. It didn't change it, didn't make it worse, didn't make it better in the construct of this study. However, cardiovascular deaths, a little bit worse, as we now know, right? And so what I said was absolutely 100% factually accurate. 100%. Stand by it to this moment, right? That's how I roll. So at any rate, they said here in their big debunking all the way at the bottom, but when looking at COVID-19 mortality rates specifically, the picture changes. Like, yeah, if you look at this one little dot down here, right? If you look at this one little dot down here, yep, right? But that wasn't the point. The point was to say, overall, nothing happened. You see that? That's a zero. That's a zero. No change, no benefit, no benefit. But we can clearly see risk here from cardiovascular deaths. So now we can begin to parse through this and say, well, if there's no overall benefit for all people, and there are cardiovascular deaths, then we clearly wouldn't want to give these things to people who have almost statistically a zero risk from COVID. That's just makes sense, right? Obviously. All right. So I got PolitiFact checked, right? And they had this whole ruling. We rate this as false and all that stuff. So that's the game, right? And of course, it was complete bunk.